Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today we are discussing Cocaine Bear, directed by Elizabeth Banks, starring Ray Liotta, Kerri Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich and Jesse Tyler Ferguson. A bear in the woods accidentally eats a dropped cargo of cocaine before setting off on a drug-crazed frenzy. So getting into the positives of Cocaine Bear, I really like the cast in this movie. Everyone seems to be having a great time with this. They all got the memo and they're all singing from the same hymn sheet, giving a solid performance whilst having a lot of fun along the way. The movie definitely has a fair few funny moments pitted in throughout, even crossing the line into ridiculousness on several occasions. Which you'd think is a bad thing, but no, they were often the best and funniest parts of the film, at least for me. And on that note, I would describe this as being a film with moments. Overall, it's not the best movie ever, it's not the most exciting or most memorable, and in 10 years' time, you probably will have completely and utterly forgotten this movie exists, but you will remember that scene there. And maybe even that scene there. Which is great, it's just that I wish there were more of them throughout the film. But I will praise them for the few that it did offer. Which sadly leads us into the negatives of Cocaine Bear. And the most obvious problem for me is that the film is seriously overwritten with way too many characters. I really like Kerri Russell, she does a great job here. I even think the kids do a great job. But you can cut all three of them from this movie and it would run smoother for it. They just didn't fit in, and it felt like the film was forcing the story to have a protagonist that it didn't need to have. The protagonist should be the bear killing these awful people. And because it's overwritten, it becomes unnecessarily convoluted, and it focuses on a narrative that doesn't really need to be there beyond basic setup and premise. And because it keeps going off left, right, centre, up here, back around, with all these random subplots that really lead to nothing, it somehow managed to make this film feel really long. It's only an hour and a half, and yet I was starting to check my watch. I don't know how you managed to do that. Now, I wasn't expecting perfect CGI, but there are several shots in this movie that are far from convincing. And personally, I found most of the deaths to be pretty disappointing. I didn't think it was that imaginative or even that gory. There was maybe only 2 or 3 that were actually quite inventive. Most of them were just people being dragged into the bushes screaming, or it often happened like off screen slightly and you just saw the blood of it, or it often cut before the actual goriness should happen. Really annoying. I think 99% of people are coming for that stuff. Give it to them. Go as dark and twisted and messed up with it as you possibly can. I think the proof in its failure is the fact that when we drove home, rather than going, oh, that death was awesome and that death was awesome, we were driving home going, do you know, if they just changed that little bit there, that death could have been way more gruesome. We as audience members shouldn't be able to come up with better deaths. And I do have a con that is a spoiler. I won't talk about it here, but I really want to discuss this one quite badly. So what I'm going to do is when the video ends and I've done my usual sign off, hang around, I'll talk about it then. But in the meantime, I'm going to give Cocaine Bear a 3 out of 10. I'm just in a rut of 3 out of 10s. Every movie is a 3 out of 10 this year. Compared to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, this is definitely a step in the right direction. But I still think it could have been both funnier and sillier, which is the last thing I thought I'd say about a movie called Cocaine Bear. It's okay. It's not awful by any means, but you also don't need to rush out and see this immediately at the highest asking price. Actually, I think this should have gone straight to Netflix. It feels like that's where this belongs. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen Cocaine Bear? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this mad ginger, well, you can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review. Spoiler time. What the actual fuck was going on with the female cop in this movie? What forgotten ass storyline was that about? So not only is she barely in the film, I honestly can't remember her name, but she's working with the drug dealers all along, but then she just decides, nope, not anymore, and she gets to walk off scot-free. No repercussions, no punishments, no talking about it. What? And then she's just gone until the end scene of the film where she gets to let the dog out of the car and I assume gets to go home. What the hell was any of that? I'm so lost. I'm so confused. If any of you know what was happening there, please, by all means, hit the comment section because I was baffled and bewildered every time she was on screen. Take care.